Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Pro Wrestling Tonight right here on IndieQuebec.com. It's the Prez, once again, joined by my co-host, magnificent Dre Breeze. How you doing, Dre?
Doing awesome, man. Awesome
So,
weekend.
yeah, man, we're recording this on a Sunday, a bit later than we normally do. So, we have a lot of stuff we can cover. Actually, since our last episode, there's been 3 pay-per-views. We're going to try to gloss over all of them.
Yeah.
And we'll go over the main points in pro wrestling since the last episode. I'll stay. Let's start off just with a bit of Forbidden Door Fallout talk. So, what did you think about Tanahashi against Moxley? Moxley comes out winner, interim champion. I thought the result was a bit. I thought that was a bit obvious that he was going to win.
Well, yeah, for sure. And we're gonna put the belt on the New Japan star right away like that. I don't think.
I heard a
But
lot of people saying that they were a bit disappointed in Tanahashi's performance.
I heard that it was a good match, but like, I mean, could it have been better? We're talking about two guys that have never worked together. That's what people have to realize. These two dudes have never worked together, so this was the first time. I mean, they're not even two dudes who can watch each other wrestle. I mean,
Completely different
regularly,
styles for
probably
sure.
completely different styles of wrestling. I
I
mean, it
heard
was pretty.
Jim Cornette say on his podcast that Moxley should have a dog collar like those dogs that those wireless collars that they have things implanted in the ground, and if you
And it's
go
shocked.
past, he gets shocked, and it should be the ring. And if he goes outside the ring, he gets shocked like a freaking pit bull.
You remember when I told you that? I told you that like a month ago. I said the same thing. I'm like, Moxley,
He
there's
needs
no
to
count.
stay in the ring.
There's no count outs with Moxley. Like he stays 2 minutes outside of the damn ring, and you're like, man, this isn't even wrestling. There's no rules. Nobody's
I
counting
know,
him out.
especially when he doesn't do it like when he's in a tag match as much, I find. But like a lot of times he does do it. And like then there was that crazy hardcore match they had recently where the one where uh Danielson got injured.
Yeah,
And yeah, so I don't know what other major points could we say coming out of the paper out of Forbidden Door. FTR are the new IWGP
that's
rankings.
probably the biggest. That's probably the biggest thing there, because
Yeah.
now they're walking around with 3 world
3 belts.
titles.
Hey man, they look good on Dynamite.
That's pretty impressive.
When they came out with Danhausen, they got a huge pop on
Yeah,
Dynamite.
they did. They're really good, man. They are
Yeah.
definitely.
I think they're my favorite team right now in wrestling.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the only person
Well,
that thinks that, of course.
well, no, for sure. I mean, I think they're the best tag team, like legit tag team that wrestle like as a tag team, presented as a tag team. They're definitely number one in the world right now. That's all I can say. I would have
Looking to
loved
see
the
them do their
Briscoes.
thing.
I would have loved the Briscoes to have kept the belts in Impact, because I would have loved to have seen FTR try to get the belts.
Oh yeah.
See them try to get the Impact belts off of the Briscoes, who they got the Ring of Honor belts off of.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh, yeah,
would
that
have
would have
loved.
been a good continuing storyline.
Exactly. But I guess that's not going to happen now.
Yeah.
But maybe in the future, we'll see how far this thing goes. So FTR
So-
definitely on top.
Yeah. One thing, like the past episodes of Dynamite, as we said, had like a crazy amount of weird run-ins and all that, but like it all kind of made sense at the pay-per-view. Like they kind of sacrificed like continuity of a couple episodes
Yeah.
for this pay-per-view. Like it all kind of came together just for that show. But like, yeah, they did have a bunch of weird run-ins leading into this to try to make it make as much sense as possible. But I'm going to go back to comparing this to an event I find it very similar to, Starcade 95. WCW brought in a bunch of New Japan wrestlers too. And I'll say it's also very reminiscent of when Ring of Honor, right before, basically the Young Bucks left and created like
All
The
Elite.
first, yeah, All In, the All In pay-per-view, the preceding to All Elite Wrestling,
Yeah.
when they were bringing in all those New Japan guys, WCW and ROH, they would basically just agree to let their guys get owned by the New Japan guys because, like, I don't know, like it's hard to negotiate these things. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bunch of DQs or countouts because that's what it used to be in the 80s
Yeah.
when like Ric Flair would go to Japan to defend the world title,
Yeah.
It was
That's how
always
they used
count
to
out
do.
bullshit. It was good matches. But the way that they logically did this was they would put like you had some New Japan and some AEW guys on the same team beating guys from both rosters on the same team. So it's like a give it's an easier give and take. But
It
to
is. It's
set
an
it up,
easier.
it was more complicated.
Yeah, because it's not like totally aimed at the company. The company's
Yeah, it's not
losing
like
by their
trying
guy
to say
losing.
like who's better head to head.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's not an angle any company wants. I think
No,
that's been for years the fear that the WWE has had of all these other indie companies, and it's since that's why they don't want people to use their names. They don't want to mention them on television. They don't exist. That's why they created the universe. The universe was basically for WWE to say we're
we're the
different.
only game in town. We're
Yeah,
everything.
you guys do your fucking thing. We're not wrestling. We're sports entertainment. We're in a universe. So they don't have to acknowledge New Japan, Impact, AEW, AAA. To them, that's wrestling. That's not us. And this is what
Yeah.
that's why companies don't want their people losing. Because then they lose luster. Oh, so their champion's better, so their champion's the real world champion.
Yeah. There's always that age old argument.
Exactly. Which
The good
world
old
champion?
world champion argument.
Yeah, which one's the real world champion? Which world champion's the best world champion? Which is them basically putting the company and all the talent on fucking,
A
hanging
different
them if they
pedestal.
lose.
Yeah, because
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
for sure. For sure.
So
Like right now, Moxley's interim AEW champion. But he's also GCW champion. And you
yeah,
watch
he
a
is. He's still
GCW show, they're like Moxley's the best in the world. Every company kind of has that
does
as
that
their
with
own
their
narrative.
champion. Yeah.
Another example, which we could say from Dynamite. I mean, okay, so that's basically like the main points of Forbidden Door. There was a bunch of great matches on it.
Yeah, Will Ospreay against Orange
Oh,
Cassidy. Like if you're gonna watch one match, watch Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. And I'm
Will
not pushing Orange
Ospreay,
Cassidy, but Will Ospreay is fucking
Tony
something.
Khan should just like back up the Brinks truck to his house. I know he's done it to Punk's house. I know he's backed up the Brinks truck to a bunch of guys' houses.
Yeah.
This guy should be like on TV all the time.
He should just buy him from New
Yeah,
Japan.
he should just
He should
buy
be
him
like,
for life.
listen,
Like I own you, man. Here, have $1 billion.
yeah,
But
even trade. Like,
yeah,
why
like
don't they
soccer,
trade?
soccer's transfers.
You know what I'm saying? Here, I transfer this dude, and this dude to you for the next 6 months. Give me Will Ospreay.
Yeah, they could do that too. That would be good because there's a lot of guys in the AEW that are lost in the shuffle that could use like some more ring time. They could use some experience. Some guys who have never been to Japan that they have on their roster. I bet you like LAX, maybe they've never had an extended Japan run. I don't think.
No, I don't think that.
Just
No,
as an example, Jungle Boy, I'm sure he's never been to Japan.
no.
Darby Allin
Brian-
probably never been to Japan.
Brian Cage, when they weren't
Brian
doing nothing
Cage.
for him for months, they could have sent Brian Cage. Brian Cage would have been his style of wrestling and his physique, what he looks like. The Japanese people would have fucking gone crazy to have Brian Cage on that roster for like 6 months for having Will Ospreay over here. Like, and you can't complain. I mean, Brian Cage is a big name. He's a former world champion.
No,
He
that would be
wasn't-
that would be a pretty good trade, like on both sides for sure. I would
You
say
know what I'm
that's a
saying?
pretty fair
Like,
trade. If
so-
not even better for them in a way. But yeah, so another major point I just want to make about AEW is like, how about the list of injuries at this point though?
It's intense.
Like for a company that's not even doing house shows, like every single match that they do, we're watching on TV here. And
Yeah.
like there's this many freaking injuries. the whole undisputed elite is injured except for the Young Bucks. So forget about that storyline. Danielson and Punk are injured, your main two guys.
Your main two, yeah, exactly.
And then
There's
like the list just goes on. Like we don't have to
oh
name
yeah,
everyone, but like
we
Jeff
couldn't.
Hardy,
There's
if he hadn't been
20 something.
arrested, would still be injured right now, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not using Matt Hardy since he's been like pushed aside. So
Yeah. They brought
like
him in that random battle royal on Rampage. I was like, wow. And he just
this is
did
what you're
delete. Like, okay.
exactly. You know when something was cool and now it's just like okay.
Yeah, like Ed Hardy t-shirt. Like, dude, like it was cool.
It was, and now it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I get when I see the Matt Hardy delete, you
A
know? It's
bit,
like, dude,
yeah, at this
it
point.
was awesome, but they haven't done it properly in AEW. So right now it's just like it just makes you look like you're like a moron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all I
Delete,
know what to say.
delete. You know what I
And like
mean?
it wasn't even well done properly in WWE either. So it was only really well done in Impact. So
For
like
real.
to get back to
He-
like the source here, and he's been in AEW for like 2 years now.
yeah. And he's just
He
been
hasn't done anything interesting. I mean,
no,
a couple
and
cool things when Jeff came back. They had
I
some
mean,
good
yeah, when
matches.
they were the Hardys, you
Yeah.
know, and I'm not jumping on Matt Hardy, amazing talent, great guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, at this moment, something needs to be done with him.
Yeah, do some. Let's see like a
Like
real delete
either,
thing.
yeah, exactly. Either like write something for him. Like,
Don't just have
don't,
him come out and be like delete and like, okay. It's
you know what
almost
I'm
like
saying?
he's like
It's,
a hacksaw Jim Duggan at this point. Like, oh, like,
you know what I'm saying? And
okay.
in some points, it's just like he's not it's not a character. He's actually the Matt Hardy that lives his everyday life. And he knows that in wrestling, he's either Matt Hardy with the Hardys or he's Matt Hardy crazy delete. And he keeps jumping back and forth, mixing the characters. So it's like, okay, so this isn't Matt Hardy the performer. This is just the dude, Matt
Yeah,
Hardy the
yeah,
man. You know what I'm saying? And he's in the ring wrestling. It's like it's not even a character. He's not even a character. He's himself.
yeah. It's just Matt Hart. It's like in WCW late '90s when they would bring in guys but just call them by their real name and they just didn't have a
Exactly.
gimmick anymore. Like John Nord used to be the
Yeah,
berserker.
exactly. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's Matt Hardy. Oh, and then he'll do delete to reminisce of his character when he was a character. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, yeah, but then you're just ruining the dude. It's like now he's only in his 40s and you're making him like a fucking nostalgic fucking like the Bushwhackers when they were 60 and showing up in an
Yeah.
indie. You know,
No,
it's like,
yeah, really.
hey, it's the Bushwhackers. Hey guys, lick somebody's face because you used to always lick somebody's face. Yay.
He's
And
a
it's like,
nostalgia.
but
And like at this point in his career, and if you could see anyone as an example of this, is his own brother. Like he doesn't need to be taking unnecessary bumps. So if they don't have anything good for him, just don't put him on TV. You have such a big roster. He doesn't need to be on
exactly.
TV all the time.
And he doesn't need to be jumping off of fucking balconies
No,
all the fucking
no.
time. He could do a flip from the third rope onto the ring floor, and people would make just as crazy bump because it's Jeff Hardy doing it. Then because he has to climb up on Dynamite, by the way, a free TV show on a
Yeah.
fucking balcony and jump off. You know what I'm saying? What is it for? To get a buzz because you want your ratings to go up? Like your ratings aren't even bad. Like to me, 950,000 people a week is pretty fucking good, bro. You know what I'm
And
saying?
like
Like you're a
nothing is
wrestling
making the
show.
difference in these ratings. Nothing we see. Okay, the one guy that we've seen make a bit of a difference, MJF, apparently every time he's on TV gets amazing ratings.
Yeah,
But anything they do, the ratings don't really fluctuate. It's like they have these core fans that are going to stick with them. And it's like around 1 million. So like they can like chill out on the killing themselves. Go more storyline here because Like
exactly.
you
But it's
got them.
almost
It's like fuck. It's like the Marvel movies. Like
exactly. But
they
that's what I
got their
was saying.
fans. You know, like you're gonna make a certain amount no matter what.
It's a cult. They have a huge cult
That's it.
following.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes that's what Jim Cornette tries to say. He's trying to say, you people are such fucking cock-riding fans, a big percentage of you, that when they make a mistake, you don't want to fucking admit that that was stupid and it was a mistake because you're so obsessed as a fan. You're a fanatic fan. You're a
Yeah, they
fanatic
see
of the
nothing
fucking
wrong. It's
company.
like
There's
yeah, it's like
nothing wrong.
no, but like it's really like a fanatic fan, like you're saying it. That's a great way to put it because like you'll have fanatic fans in sports, like you know, you and me were big sports fans. I'll just like pick on my least favorite team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's people who are like fanatic fans who think, oh, we have the best team, Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews. Yeah, but like you're not looking at the fact that your team can't get past the first round of the playoffs. So you
Exactly.
can't tell me that this isn't the best. You can't tell me this is the best team, but no, no, no. You ask these people, it's always someone else's fault. There's always an
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah.
You
Instead
know,
of saying there's just no chemistry, that's not how you build a Stanley Cup team. You don't build it by
don't
having
let
fun.
your star players run the team and let them do whatever they want either. That's
Exactly. It doesn't work that way. And it's the same thing in wrestling. That's what's
yeah.
happening right now. And on top of it, to get fans, they're doing crazy risks. They're throwing out a bunch of hardcore matches, which take a lot out of the body of the
Oh, yeah.
performer doing it. I don't care if John Moxley tells me he loves this shit. It's taking out off of his body to do this. You know what I'm saying? All the fucking
And
time.
honestly, at this point, they do so many ladder matches on TV that like they're not even memorable anymore. Like a week after, it's like I don't know. Like there's been 4 ladder matches in the past 4 months. I don't know. The Young Bucks were in a couple of them. I remember them being pretty good, but like Sammy Guevara almost died. That sounds like it probably happened.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have to look at the fact of what they're doing to all the other companies that he says he loves and that they're working in partnerships with. You do these matches all the fucking time. And then when either MLW or Impact or the NWA decides to do a stipulation match and
It
they
doesn't
do it
stick out.
it doesn't stick out. The people in the crowd are completely fucking like, oh, yay.
Desensitized. Yeah.
They're desensitized because your ass is doing it on national television for free, not for the fucking pay per view. The Impact did the Clock House, Ravens Clockwork Orange, fucking House of Fun, fucking match. Did they do it on fucking Impact for free on fucking Thursday? No, they did it at the pay per view because they understand that at one point you're gonna run out of fucking things to do. You fucking dumbass.
Exactly. No, that's
You're
it. You can't. It's like it's basically known as hot shotting. Like you can't. Even the fans like will grow to like appreciate less. Like it's always better to give. It sounds bad, and like I used to like as that's a kind of a promoter thing too. In the wrestling thing, it's always better to stretch out the storyline and give less. Like yeah, you give the fans what they want at the end, but like you don't give them a ladder match every week, man. Like you're gonna mess up the whole psychology of
exactly. And
whatever.
also you have to have some sort of control over what the guys in your roster are doing. Like
Yeah,
you
there has
can't
to
just
be like a style. Every classic territory had its own style. Every even like well, I mean like a modern example, ECW obviously had its own style. Ring of Honor had its own style. You know, you
exactly.
can
Then they're
like
trying
their
to
style can't just be like it can't be like PWG but with hardcore every week.
and that's what they're doing basically. And they're giving it nonstop and they're not even really focusing on storylines except for a few people. And they don't even seem to understand that the few people that are actually doing storylines are the ones that are getting the biggest buzz.
Yeah,
Look at MJF. Everything MJF did was
it
a
was
fucking
amazing.
storyline.
He was the
And it
most
was
interesting
amazing.
character on the show.
And it was because he was a fucking character. He wasn't just an athlete. Like
Even
it's cool.
Jericho now, like even if some of his shit like it's kind of like assing off, it's still more interesting than like 90% of the shit because there's always promos accompanying it. There's always thought of like where are we going with this and where are we going after this?
I
That's
mean,
like
who?
all you need to know. And
I mean, exactly. At the end of the day, for example, Jericho's a fucking genius. He says something super stupid, and and then you're just like, oh, that's pretty funny. I'm a wizard because he threw a fireball in somebody's face, and then he prints a
and he's
T-shirt
like,
that
let's
says,
just go
"I'm
with
a
it.
wizard." Let's just go with it. And now
Yeah.
he's always saying, "Because I'm a wizard," and he sounds stupid and crazy, but you know what? It's fun. It's a
Yeah.
fucking storyline. He's
Hitting
crazy,
people with the
stupid.
fireball and everything.
You know what I'm saying? It's interesting watching a dude flip around like I'll take Dante Martin for example. Super talented kid. There's zero storyline with him.
I know.
Nothing.
And there's so many other high flyers on the roster that he doesn't stick out. He he sticks out a bit, but like really not. There's so many other high flyers. You put him on the same show as the Young Bucks, and you'll never remember him because the Young Bucks have far more personality, and they're probably gonna do almost the same shit in the ring.
Exactly. It's just it's out of control when you think of it. Like they've got so many lightweights flipping around the ring, guys that are, it's
That
no
doesn't help with the list of
storyline.
injuries, of course.
It does exactly high pace, high octane all the time. Darby Allen throwing himself everywhere he can throw himself, but in a mid card situation, which is like,
He
oh,
did
okay,
get over. He got
I have
over pretty good, man. But
no,
there's
but I'm
no
just
way this
saying
guy's career is lasting that long.
exactly, and he shouldn't be doing that in the
Not
first
every week.
hour of the TV show.
No, and
Who are
yeah,
the
right,
guys after?
exactly.
What are the guys after doing? Okay, so this motherfucker threw himself into 6 chairs at an incredible speed, like not a, oh, it's a wrestler, he's protecting himself while falling, type thing. He's just throwing himself. Like he
But
might
that's the
fucking break
thing.
his
His
neck, but he's just
style, his style almost forces you to put him in like a main event or like a storyline because like he's willing to do all these hardcore things, right?
yeah,
But like
exactly.
don't just make him do it for no reason like they do because like sometimes getting thrown down the stairs by like Andrade, like no one even remembers that feud like a month later. He could have freaking broke his neck doing that, like
You know what I'm saying? And it's just different types of writing. House of Black, for example, perfect fucking writing of what you could do, like what a faction that you can use, and you're mid
and
carding.
they have nothing really in the card except for Brody King this week on Rampage actually won a battle royal. I was like, wow, they made this guy win a battle royal. They haven't done anything with him since signing him, really. Good for him. And he won in a pretty cool way. He had Darby Allin in a sleeper on the side of the apron, and then he just let him go.
Like, see what I'm saying? You could take this faction. First of all, they're supposed to be evil or dark,
Yeah,
like dark.
very dark.
You
Yeah,
need to include them more into the show. They need to be attacking people backstage
yeah.
unwillingly, making people disappear. Where the fuck is this dude? We don't know. He crossed paths with the House of
It doesn't
Black.
have to be big feuds. Like
It's the way they're doing it. It's like they're in a dark faction, but there's nothing dark or evil about these guys. It's just 4 people that hang out that listen to heavy metal, or
that's
to
it. Yeah,
like
no, yeah, like a garage
industrial.
band from Sweden or
Like
something.
what is this? Yeah, exactly. Like what is this? Like they're bad guys, man. Make them be bad. You're
Yeah,
not making them be bad. Everything is like an athlete. It's like it's a real sport. They're just a team. Oh, these are the bad. These are the dark
yeah, it's
guys. But
just their jerseys. It's like as if like the New England Patriots. They're not really all Americans. It's like it's just the shirt, man. It's
you
just
know what I'm
like the
saying?
jersey.
Like I understand Dark Order. There was comedy with it because at the end of the day, they weren't. It wasn't like they were Satanists. They were more like a cult
They're a
that
cult, yeah.
recruited that were
No, but at a
recruited
certain point they
recruited a
fucked
bunch of
that up.
stupid people,
It
and they
could have
did.
been
Yeah,
more serious. They fucked it
it
up
could
on
have.
being the elite.
They did because
Everything
then
has to be a fucking joke at the end of the day. And you'll
exactly.
never be a true heel if you're getting laughs.
That's just that's the truth, man. That's the truth. That's
You
the
know,
damn truth. if people are laughing at you, I think that's that time Cornette like lost it about the butcher because he sent that Patreon to the kid and it was like, "Hi, this is Andy. I play the character of the butcher on
Yeah,
AEW," and then
like,
he was like,
no.
Cornette lost it. He was like, "You fucking idiot." You stupid son of a bitch. He was like going off. You know how Cornette
The
goes
kid,
off.
even the kid himself probably doesn't want to hear that. Like the kid
You know
wants
what
you
I'm
to,
saying?
the kid, like, say you get a um Chris Helmsworth to like shoot a video for a kid for his birthday. You don't want, the kid doesn't want to hear the kid be like, "Hi, I'm Chris Hemsworth. I play Thor." No, the kid wants to be like, "I'm Thor. Happy birthday." Obviously, the kid would trip out way more of that.
You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that the guy in real life is a nice guy.
Yeah,
You know
he's
what I'm
also
saying?
like a artist, he's from the music world. It's a
Yeah,
different
exactly.
world.
I understand. And he worked for Vans. He was like a rep for Vans for years or whatnot and stuff like that. And people
I
know him.
met
And
the
I
dude.
understand.
I worked on some shows with him. They're cool. Butcher and the Blade.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell the guy's a super nice guy. But you
But
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But
it's a
it's
big
just the
dude.
whole. He
He's
is big.
very. I find he has that artistic. He's an artistic vibe. He reminds me of other people. He has that musician like quiet, but
Yeah.
like a showman kind of quiet guy.
Yeah. 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 And stuff. So I understand that. But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're destroying your character, man. And,
No,
and,
that's
and,
it. That's it.
and,
Exactly.
and,
And
and,
like you
and,
gotta think about these
and
things. These
yeah,
are
and you would think coming from Blackcraft Wrestling, like to me, Blackcraft Wrestling could have been such a niche, awesome thing. And then they lost a bunch of wrestlers to fucking, of course, to NXT because it was when NXT was starting to come along, and that kind of really put Blackcraft down. GCW appeared or whatnot, but the whole concept of Blackcraft Wrestling with the dark T-shirts and the metal and all of that shit was pretty fucking intense. You know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest problem with AEW right now, is that their heels are not heels. Their heels are just assholes.
yeah. Yeah,
You're not a heel.
basically.
You're just an asshole. You
We
know what
haven't
I'm
seen
saying? Like,
much. Yeah, we need to see some more heelish behavior, definitely.
you know,
As we're gonna wind down the part one here, let's just go over quickly a couple points from Dynamite, and then we'll cover the cage match in part two, and we'll go over a bit more news in the week. So, how about Luchasaurus and Christian?
amazing.
Yeah, I think this is gonna work for Luchasaurus. New
This is
entrance
what
with all the fire. Christian
this.
looks like some like guy from a 70s spy movie or something, the way he's dressed.
I like this. I like Christian. Christian is good when he's bad, and he's
Yeah,
bad.
he's amazing. He's his promos have been almost MJF level, and he's picking up the heat for MJF. He's had the most heat on the last two episodes.
Exactly.
No,
Somebody has to pick it up.
Christian is really good here. Christian, this is
Now
really,
they're using Christian like they're supposed to use Christian. And Luchasaurus, man.
he's just gonna benefit from this.
This
Luchasaurus.
is the Luchasaurus from Lucha Underground. Like, this is what made Luchasaurus get known. Not being a fucking sideshow pony to Jungle Boy. Like, being mean. You're a
That's it.
fucking
Let's see
dinosaur.
this side of him now.
Yeah, exactly. Aggressive, dark. I think this is good. This is perfect.
They
Perfect.
already had enough faith in him to put him as a tag team champion. So now I don't know. I think that they have a lot of faith in him. I think that we're gonna see a big rise here
Yeah.
from him. How about the Orange Cassidy versus Ethan Page match?
It turned out better than I thought it would. Their styles meshed pretty well, which goes to show you how Ethan Page is. Hey man, he looks good.
I know, yeah.
Ethan has really worked on himself physically, man. Like, yeah,
It
like
felt
you
like two
really,
guys we haven't seen much on Dynamite in the last week, so it felt like a
yeah.
fresh match. I like that.
And I like, well, listen, I don't like that Two Cold Scorpio is injured right now or whatnot. Nobody wants to see anybody hurt. But at the end of the day, this gives an opportunity for Ethan to be pushed a little bit as Ethan Page, and All Ego is a great talent.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And we've seen what he could do in Impact. And I mean, I've been following the guy for years. Worked on some shows with him here in Canada, of course, on the Indies. Super indie talent, super Canadian talent.
yeah,
Always, I mean, a real Canadian indie fans, though, we know we want to see one day him and Josh Alexander back together.
it
You
might
know,
happen. It might
so
happen. Who knows?
it might happen exactly. How about the Ass Boy? Oh yeah, the Ass Boys and Max Caster. Do you think that we're seeing some dissension in the ranks here? We
Oh
see
yeah, for sure.
Bowens. Bowens is out of the wheelchair now.
Yeah, good for him. And
So I don't know, maybe a face turn for the Acclaimed and Ass Boys stay heel. I don't know.
or maybe it's the opposite because the Ass Boys aren't really face or heel; they're just jerks.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm
they're
saying?
getting
Maybe
good
they're
though.
the
They're getting really good.
yeah, maybe they're the ones who are not gonna heal. Maybe the people are gonna take their side because their dad's gonna go be like managing the Acclaimed.
Oh shit, if their dad turns on them and joins the Acclaimed for real, that would be crazy.
These are the two sons I wish I had. Like that, I would have him say, I would have
Oh,
him say shit like that. You two buffoons, I gave you my blood. I trained you all these years, and you can't do shit.
I'd like to, man, that might be the most interesting feud that they could do, and that could be a good little undercard tag feud that aren't for the
Exactly.
belts, you know? They need more of that. You always need that going on. If you're gonna have that many tag teams, you gotta have undercard tag team feuds.
Man, you know, when you split blood on television,
That's it. Like Billy Gunn
you
going
can
against his
touch,
kids, that's got to be the most interesting thing that could
you
be
know,
with all three of them. That was a great
yeah,
idea. I hope they
that
do
would
it more.
really, that would really, really be something to see. Because hey, it's
Definitely.
always a good show. I
Yeah.
mean, you just got to look back to when
Heart
Raven
versus
made
heart.
Sandman versus Sandman
Oh, yeah, that's true with the kids.
with his
Oh
son.
man, the daughter.
To this day,